Arizona LAN Showmatch. It's Friday night. It's 5 o'clock. You just got off work, and we got StarCraft for you. And I'll be tonight myself, NTL Weak Link, and my co-caster, just like last time.
It's Ord. Hi, everybody. Nice timing, phone. Nice.
Awesome timing. Always love putting phone on vibrate. And also, once again, as always, our production and observer will be done by the great Rubik's. He'll be taking care of that. And so if you have any questions about production, streaming, how he's doing things, just leave them in chat for him. But we've got an interesting show match. It's not the traditional. It's not what we were expecting. Unfortunately, some situations came up and we were unable to get Blackout, our current reigning Zerg champion, to play. We were not, but we were able to bring back our previous champion, xO.Strykerz, a Masters Terran player currently playing for the clan xO, and he will be going head-to-head in a grunge match with Ninja Gaming's Praise. Ninja Gaming's
NGS? Okay.
NGS Praise. So that's it.
Nice. I just listed him on the Reddit post as MCC because you said, or somebody said he was at a community college in the southern Arizona area. Is that correct?
STRYKERZ is actually at Glendale Community College.
Glendale. All right, yeah. So it's Maricopa County. So yeah. All right.
Yeah, Maricopa County Community College. Yep, that works. But he will actually be he and I have been in conversation. He looks like he'll be working with University of Arizona this time next year. He has one more semester at GCC, and then he'll be transferring, most likely. So that's something I always look forward to if you're into the whole CSL scene, is that potentially you could see one of the faces of University of Arizona StarCraft squad, or at least a heavy contender for the top spot in the StarCraft squad for the University of Arizona, coming in tonight, right here, right now, in a TVP between two Masters players. Praise, having been a Masters player for quite some time, coming up all the way from Diamond, having a lot of experience from many lands here in the Arizona Valley. But our first game is going to be WCS Daybreak.
Daybreak. All right, and so you were telling me that this is a bit of a grudge match because apparently both of these players have, and this is Facebook official, to quote Marshall.
Rubik's. Yes.
Rubik's, yes. These two players have been going at each other saying they could 3-0 each other?
Specifically, yes, there have been moments where I've seen them say to each other, I would 3-0 you in a best of 5. I'm not going to play you. It's too easy. I've seen situations where they would talk about how, hey, I'm not going to play you because I don't want to hurt your ego too bad because I would just stomp on you. I've heard they've called each other out. I've gotten... Actually, Praise recently messaged me saying, I want this show match, I want it casted, and I want it online for the entire world to see, so that way they know I can beat xO.Strykerz.
All right.
So here we are. Game 1, WCS Daybreak, Terran versus Protoss. How you feeling, Ord?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling excited. I always love TVPs. Daybreak is a fun map. Glad it's in the map pool. And even better is that both of these players are going to be trying to 3-0 each other. And that always adds that undercurrent of the metagame to every single matchup.
Yeah, I mean, and also, STRYKERZ says he has new TVP builds. And STRYKERZ is a player in the Arizona scene, as we get into intros, that's known for doing one thing and one thing only. And we'll talk about more, but why don't we get into it right now? In the top right corner, we have our blue Terran player. His name is xO.Strykerz.
Not bad. Oh, look at that pretty overlay. Nice, nice. And in the bottom left-hand corner of our screen, it is our gold Protoss, who apologizes for the other night. It is Ninja Gaming Squad's Praise. I didn't say
I feel like that's so much more appropriate with the Ninja Gaming in there. Like where everyone's like the song, everybody was kung fu fighting. It's just gonna break out, right?
Indeed. So far, it looks like we're not going to get anything too crazy. And you were saying he has a new build. Did he let on at all about what it was?
I didn't get a chance to see it, and that's the one annoying thing. But he says that he has new TVP builds, and he was ready to show them tonight versus xPraiise, and I'm excited to see because xO'Strykers, if you know anything about the Arizona scene, or you would like to know something about the Arizona scene, xO'Strykers is known as a player that does standard 100% of the time. He does the Hellion Banshee in TVZ, and he does the 9-minute 2 medevac timing TVP, and a very similar timing in TVT. I don't know if that you would call it that, but those timings he does every game, no matter what, and then he just kind of like plays around what his opponent up with. So seeing him do something other than that might throw xPraiise off, and that's something that we have to, the mind games tonight be probably the biggest factor. Yeah, but I'm also curious to see if this new style of TVP coming out from Korea, from SKT+'s Reign specifically, will make an appearance with the DT opener. It's something that I've seen players run up to at the master level in Korea, and I'm very interested to see if xPraiise has that build order down and feels comfortable enough with that build order to execute it tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. Looks like xPraiise is trying to sneak his probe in right now to check that the expansion did go down. Just being a 1 Rax expand so far out of xO.Strykerz. Probe, there he goes. Marine actually forces him away before he can see the building. But I think he's pretty safe in assuming that it's there. Of course, it could always just be one of those metagame tricks where he's going to 1-base all in, but if he does truly do, and this is xO'Strykers, who you were saying always goes with basically the same timings for every single matchup.
That's what he's known for.
Okay. So if he does, if he's known that way, then I would actually love to see xPraiise with an exact counter build to that. Maybe some sort of weird. He's looking for the proxy with his zealot right now. Maybe some sort of weird 5-gate aggression, something like that, like a direct counter to Marauder stim push or something like that. But I mean, going with the 1 Rax expand, looks like xO'Strykers is okay with a little bit of a longer game. 3 Rax and 2 refineries are also down for him. Meanwhile, xPraiise is laying down that Nexus, so we are going to get at least up to 2 bases. Good. Love to see that.
We'll see expansions out of both players and potentially higher tech. Yeah, no 4-gate or 5-gate action here tonight. No SCV. Well, never mind. I won't jump the gun on the SCV poll. If there's one thing Beyond taught us a while back in GSL, actually a season ago, you can never doubt a Terran's ability to just say, I'm just going to grab all my SCVs and go for it.
Bit by bit!
Urtos is over there rolling in his bed, seeing as it's almost night. It's morning actually now in Korea, so maybe that coffee's a little bit bitter when he thinks about Bit by Bit Prime, because we all know his expansions that he loves, Artosis that is. But it just looks like 100% standard, and
3-gate
coming out of both players.
Sentry on the field. Xel'Naga controlled by ngs'Praiise, and xO'Strykers actually looking a little bit timid, just hanging out inside his base, not even bothering to scout or control his Xel'Naga.
A little bit. I'm a little bit perplexed by that, but we do see double gas now coming down from xPraiise, which is obviously the start to a tech build. I don't know exactly which build order that can mean, but I do know xPraiise as a player sometimes has disagreements as to the validity of that Terran is balanced. Probably more out of frustration, I would say, than anything else. Like we all do when we ladder for long periods of time. He is a ladder. He does play a ton of ladder.
He's a ladder warrior.
Oh yeah. strong one at that. But he's definitely the type of player that can also be very aggressive at times, and I've seen him do that time and time before, of just going for a really strong push that it then allows him to expand behind it. So maybe not an 8 gate, but more of like a 5 or a 6 gate.
Right.
But
quite possibly. Observer is getting into the base for Praise, so he was able to see that Strikers has starport down. He actually missed one of the racks and therefore missed the fact that there was a tech lab down that's upgrading stim. Looks like Strikers caught sight of it. He's moving his Marines around trying to catch the Observer, but most of the precious information that Praise was hoping for has been gathered. Wouldn't be surprised to see him laying down a forward pylon near this third base where he has the probe scouting back and forth on patrol. Poor guy's probably tired by now. Also has a lot of chrono boost saved up at both of his main and his expansion, so... Oh,
and it got caught. It got caught, but somebody actually called it in chat. It looked like Squared called it was an Immortals opening, and then he's saying that it'll be followed up with High Templars. It'll be very interesting to see, but Strikers is now going to go in for a double drop, and this is something that Praise has complained before. He's complained about drops specifically. That was the biggest thing when I mentioned earlier that he's complained about
the
Terran.
Stalkers are not low enough.
And here it is. So we might see Strikers, because they both love to sit in each other's stream, try to abuse drops all night, and it looks like this is
nice
right now.
Great target fire there by Strikers. Manages to kill off 6 of those Stalkers there with minimal casualties on his end. Now doing damage to the probes who were not pulled. More gateways are being laid down during this as Praise says, go away, go away.
Yep, and actually only one forge is getting upgraded from right now, not both. We only have armor getting upgraded instead of armor and attack. So that's a pretty, I wouldn't even say it's slight, that's a pretty heavy slip by Praise.
Holy cow, I didn't realize just how effective that drop really was. 18 workers killed, that's why he doesn't have the money for those upgrades, it would seem. Oh man, that's rough. And there's actually reinforcement medevacs coming in from the far side. Dual prong drop, no, triple prong. There's a drop to the left of the main and to the right of the main and down in the natural expansion. Probes aren't being pulled at all. The Immortals are going to deal with the wrong drop, I'm going to say, as the Forge was being... No, never mind. The Templar Archive Twilight Council is being targeted down. The Immortals are falling. Nice pickup there. The medevac. All this time, though, we've had 2 Marines just being heroes down the natural expansion. Force field's now working against Praise. And Strikers actually will have to leave here, but he's accomplished a lot. He's double the supply of his opponent. And
yeah, Strikers is going to have to go home and drop a lot of barracks. So if you look at his supply right now, he also hasn't expanded at the moment, but the effectiveness of his drops means he hasn't really needed to. But here he goes.
And a Sergeant, Marine.
Yeah.
7 and 11 kills, 12 kills. Can he get a 13th? Oh, so close. Probe left alive with like 2 life. Oh, and then the medevac actually does go down too. It's a little bit of a waste there at the end, but Praise right now, just looking at that unit count, he's 25 workers to the 59 of Strikers. Strikers definitely has this well in hand.
Oh yeah, definitely right now. He needs to just carry this victory home, but can he close it out is the question. And I mean, it's talked about more in traditional sports than it is in esports, but people sometimes have an issue of closing things out. But this push looks like that's what its intentions are, is to purely close this game out and go on to game 2 and force Praise to pick a new map.
Yeah, Praise is aware it's coming. His observer did catch sight of it. He has that forward pylon down the third base location, but Strikers is trying to build a command center there on top of it. He can't, unfortunately.
And Praise missed on the force field, has to drop a second one. And a few Marines do get up the ramp, but they're going to focus down sentries, but the sentry doesn't fall, luckily for Praise. And Praise is now he's going to try to go up again, and the force field's off again. Praise just a little bit to the left with his force field. 2 medevacs going in for a drop now, and then going to leave Marines on the low ground To stim in.
Was guessing that was going to happen. He did have some Stalkers in position, has Immortals and Sentries going back.